Hello everyone, 76 Patriot here, and guys, Donald Trump, as this article says, has become an unstoppable force. And if he wasn't already after the debate and just surging in polling and literally by every metric, his attempted survival of an attempted assassination has even borne that out yet stronger. And, these are liberal pundits and articles that we're going to be looking at, just a couple of them. And, even they're admitting this. So it is really crazy. If you secretly admire Trump, now's the time to admit it. I absolutely agree. I've always been kind of the guy on the more timid side that is more, in a college setting, say a bit hesitant to share his conservative beliefs or support. Um, you know, due to not wanting to get beat up or abused by other people because yeah, I go to a college where that happens. And at this point I'm just like I don't even care anymore. I mean, really, you know, the I mean, we're not pulling any punches anymore. We're at that point in this country. So, you know, seriously, Trump is an unstoppable force. I agree. And they even admit, think of all this man has gone through in 8 years. Exactly. He's been impeached twice, falsely, accused of rape, arrested, condemned in court, labeled a traitor, survived COVID, and now shot in the ear. Who can doubt he'll win in November? And I absolutely agree with the sentiment. We could add a bunch more things to that list as well. I mean, seriously. And, I mean, whether it's the January 6th, all the fake stuff and trying to implicate him, or whether it's, literally being smeared in the media every day since 2016, this man has been literally at the full brunt, kind of the concentration of the rhetoric and the ire of the left wing media. And he has not only survived strong, like a stalwart, he has actually gotten stronger and improved support. And this is not only, I mean, it really is a phenomenon. We have never seen another candidate. This may be obvious to a lot of people, but we've never seen a candidate or really anybody in American politics like Donald Trump. He is an incredibly strong man. And, most people would have literally been begging, just being dragged out of there, or just like, literally, he told the Secret Service, wait, just so he could fist pump and yell fight and, at the crowd and show them that he's okay. And, who else would do that? So it really is, man, just crazy. And think about it. I mean, you look at all the people that have been either assassinated or attempted to be assassinated. And it's interesting. I actually saw on social media, I believe it was on X, yesterday. I forget who posted it, but basically it was like it showed this breakdown of every single presidential candidate that has either been successfully assassinated or attempted to be assassinated every single time, basically without exception. There's like a dozen or so instances, either that party or somebody else from that party of that person, the victim, won the election the next time, that the cycle was up. And that's crazy because history does repeat itself. And that is true. That's happened however many times. And I don't think there's any reason why this should be any different. And regardless, a lot of this is the fault of the liberal media for literally, telling everybody how bad Trump is and he's a threat to democracy. And look at this, Biden had even said, put Trump in a bullseye in his one quote on social media not too long ago. So this dangerous, horrible rhetoric, prompts people and crazy whack jobs and freaks like the would-be killer in this instance to literally go out and try to kill people. And, it's sad. The media is 100% complicit, but they can't prevail. They're not going to win. And, it's pretty fascinating. Yeah, the bullet that nicked Trump's ear came within an inch of starting a civil war. I absolutely agree. If, perish a thought, but if something had, if Trump literally had died, this country would never be the same. I really do think we would have probably mass riots and be in horrible turmoil. Thank God he didn't. But I'm saying the fact that we are that close is insane. And, we shouldn't even be having to talk about this in this country. But that is a sad state of American politics. And regardless, it's going to be interesting to see if it's kind of a rally around the flag moment for, a little while, and then they kind of, Dems go back to being Dems. Or it is interesting to see, though, if how many people truly leave the Democratic camp over an issue like this. And I have seen quite a few things on social media. And of course, you all have to be careful with social media. But I have seen quite a few instances of people saying, you know, man, um, this is kind of the final straw, if you could say. The straw, that this is the last time of, never voted for Trump before, I hated him before, whatever. This, people are like, why would somebody try to kill him? And so people are looking into this and actually saying, yeah, or maybe, I was going to vote for RFK, but now I'm voting for Donald Trump, because people see this victorious imagery of a champion, and he's not a weakling. He's not, literally somebody tried to take his life because of his beliefs and because of what he wants for the American people. And so people are looking into this. I truly believe this is a moment, kind of like the debate. I would argue even a lot more so, that really gets people kind of thinking, man, do I really want to vote for these Democrat people and for a vegetable like Biden? I mean, seriously. And so you look at this, seriously, it's everything. Like this is, it's such a the imagery is so patriotic, and it is going to be so iconic. Exactly. It looks similar to the soldiers raising the flag at Iwo Jima. It does a little bit. It rings with it's the kind of picture that's going to go down in history. It really is. And if we look at this article too, if Trump can rise to the occasion, well, he'll be unstoppable. Yes, he obviously will. This is, of course, Daily Mail, some ridiculous British news source. But regardless, the election was already going Trump's way. Exactly. That's true. We can't debate that. But still, now, it makes the failed assassination makes a victory for the Donald more likely than ever. I absolutely agree. And a number of, I find this hysterical. A number of American friends and sources contact me to say they now thought Trump would win by a landslide, and these were not supporters of him. Of course, they're all liberals. And that is funny. Even the left is coping so bad that there have been numerous Congress people and political strategists, whatever, that have literally just openly said, yeah, it's done. We can't stop the red wave and victory that is coming. No matter, it doesn't matter if we replace Biden at this point. It really doesn't matter. It's there's a populist kind of, I wouldn't say grassroots, because it's becoming more mainstream now, but there is a populist movement that is surging and going to take power at the helm of the American government this year. And it's pretty interesting, seriously. And it's just, wow. Nobody can dismiss it as fake news. They can't. It's authentic, because and there's a lot of people on the left that are, it's crazy people. There's a subsection, of course, of these crazy left-wingers that can never be convinced. They're so far gone, their minds, that it seems like they'll never come back to reality, if they ever were there. And, they're like, oh, this was staged. This was to get publicity. No, people literally died, and Trump almost died. So the fact, is not only disgusting and literally reprehensible to suggest that it was some kind of a, PR move on the Trump campaign. So you got people like that. And then, of course, you got the horrifying people that literally say, oh, if only, it's too bad the shooter missed. And, but those people are a very small subset of a, twisted subset of American society. There are a lot of people that look at this and are like, man, this is crazy. The fact that this happened, And so I really do think it will sway some voters. And, it's crazy when you think about it. Honestly, this hasn't happened. There hasn't been anything like this in decades since Ronald Reagan was survived an attempted assassination. And this is insane. We can debate what happened, failure on the Secret Service's part, but still, the clock is ticking. The Democratic Convention's only 5 weeks away. They'll run out of time, to replace Biden. And even if they don't, it really doesn't matter at this point. And I agree. Yeah, the pressure is to find a candidate who could beat Trump is more urgent than ever. Even exactly, yep. Though maybe he's now unassailable no matter who the Democrats put up. I agree at this point. It doesn't matter, honestly, if you got somebody supposedly electable like Gavin Newsom or heck, even somebody like Josh Shapiro. It doesn't matter at this point. The momentum for Trump is so, I mean, it's so large. I mean, I personally know people that did not support Trump before, and they're like, man, this is like kind of the defining moment. And it's crazy. Again, it really is, it's amazing. Trump really is an amazing guy, and he is the bull moose. Really, he's like, he is similar to Theodore Roosevelt. He survived, and he's going back up on the trail. I know this is funny. Yeah, if he can rise to the occasion, he'll really be unstoppable. If he succumbs to anger, division, he might be vulnerable. I don't think so. I think it's ridiculous. But it is important to know he is changing his speech, and I'll get right to that. I'll just have another minute here. Trump said, "I'm not supposed to be here." He had an interview with an outlet on his way to the RNC yesterday. And he even admitted, it's a miracle. He said the most incredible thing was I happened to not only turn, but to turn at the exact right time and in just the right amount. So, guys, he barely, I mean, if it wasn't, you could say the hand of God, you could say, whatever, but if it wasn't for that, he would not be here. I mean, again, the chances by making a perfect turn are probably 1/10 of 1%. So I'm not supposed to be here. And this is fascinating because he's, and in this sense, I don't care how tough or how strong he is, you can't deny that this is, I probably one of the biggest and most shocking moments of his life. And I think he's internalized, he's taking that in, some of that. Again, he said, I'm really not supposed to be here. And, don't have time to go over all this, but it's interesting. He said, "Does this change your campaign?" He immediately said, "Yes." And this is interesting. So Trump said before Saturday he had finished the speech he planned to give at the RNC. He said, "I basically had a speech. It was an unbelievable rip roar. It was brutal, really good, really tough. Last night I threw it out." So this is huge. He said, "I think it would be very bad if I got up and started going wild about how horrible everybody is and how corrupt and crooked, even if it's true. Had this not happened, we had a speech that was pretty well set, that was extremely tough. Now we have a speech that is more unifying." And so this is really adds a ton of charisma to, not charisma, maybe that's not the best word, but a lot of strength, I would say, to his already strong message and persona. Because now he's coming across, not only has he been through all this crap, he is actually trying to kind of unify America, not change the messaging or not become soft on the salient points of his campaign, but he is tailoring it in a way to reach more people. And this is absolutely fantastic. And like the other guy said in that article, this is what he's doing. So he truly is unstoppable at this point. And it's going to be great to see what he says at the RNC. You know, so he wants to, I'd love to achieve unity if that's possible. And he even says there are many good people on the other side. Then, of course, there's a lot of wingnuts and crazed people as well. How do you, get along with him? So he said it did have a lot of impact. So that's interesting. He is really kind of changing his messaging and trying. It's going to be interesting to see his speech become less more of on the offensive and more kind of uniting people. And I think that even is yet an even better look to what he's already been through, and even just a better kind of showing for him, if you will. So that's basically it for this one, guys. Again, the RNC is happening today. I just wanted to quick make this video, and man, there is so much going on at this point. It's awesome to see how well that we're doing, the conservative movement and Trump. But nonetheless, we keep pressing on. We keep fighting for a victory in November. So that's it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great day.